Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, all you wild and weirdos and weirdettes out in Wild and Weird Radio land. It is a landmark day. We have some incredible astronomical events that have been taking places. Like I said, the heavens have smiled upon us. It's almost like they are calling in and ushering in the age of the wild and the weird. Right, Joe?
LW ushered in something.
Huge blessings.
Thank you, LW. You are awesome.
Absolutely fantastic. And people like LW is what keeps this show running smoothly and freely for all the rest of the public. And that's what it's all about, right, Joseph?
Absolutely. Speaking of the rest of the public, who all do we have in the chat tonight? We've
call
got
them in, call them out.
in the house.
Hey.
Beats. What'd you think of Small Town's show last night? I was in the chat with you guys for a little bit. Then we've got Linda Sigmund in the house. What's going on, Linda? We've got Adam Good, the executive producer, Adam Good, here in the house. Thank you, sir. Good to see you tonight, man. Hope everything went well with you over the weekend. I know we chatted off and on, but just getting it out there. Hope you guys all enjoyed the CE5 workshop there in Hurricane. Then we've got Lisa's in the house. What's up, Lisa?
Oh boy. It's gonna be a good
Larry
show.
Hose is in the house. What's going on? Gary Schuler's in the house. How's it going, Gary? Good to see you. Donna Ho has arrived right on time. Look at you.
Look at that.
Then we've got, let's see, Nancy White. What's going on, Nancy? Haley Sears is in the house.
Welcome.
Good to see you. And Ada Cox is here. How you doing, Ada? Nikki Bennett. Welcome. Good evening, everyone. Well, good evening back to you. Trackway says, yeah, I thought I walked through the valley of the shadow of vampires. I'll feel no evil, for Adam Goodart with me. He loves hot garlic wings.
That's funny. You guys are hilarious.
Dale Ty is in the house. What's going on, Dale? Good to see you tonight. Then we've got, so you guys are beating in the door. Octopus is here. How's it going, Octopus?
Hello.
Nancy White summoning the
Nancy?
Sky Dollar. Ada Cox coming in
with owls.
With owls.
Oh, that was a great one.
Hellbent Hollers joining the chat. What's going on, guys?
Here we are. Joe's here. He wants to hear music, so I'll be tuning it up here in a little bit, Joe.
Overoo 235. Finally made it to the
welcome.
live show. Good to have you.
Welcome to the live.
Good to have you. Thanks for joining.
You get to see the not so serious side of us.
John Smirka. Howdy, all y'all weirdos.
And weirdettes. Let's not forget the
What's
weirdettes.
up? Then we've got, let's see. I think we're caught up.
Are we caught up?
Yeah, we're
awesome.
Oh, there's Oz. I got Oz.
Okay.
Now we're caught up.
Now there's Oz. We can start now. Oz is here.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Well, it is an absolute fun time, isn't it, Joe? We had us an incredible weekend for you folks who weren't there. Man, did we have a good time.
Ron is being replaced by a Cyber Ron currently.
Oh, geez. Here we go again. Are you serious?
Oh, there he is.
Every time I go.
Well, I kind of picked up on what he was getting out there at first. I think he was talking about how we were all out at the powwow this weekend. It was an absolute blast. It was great seeing Nancy and Ada show up to hang out for a while, and we met a ton of new folks.
Yeah.
We made several fantastic contacts while we were there.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
So it's
good
the
times.
Ron bought 3,000.
Okay. Yeah. There you go. That's it. I'm thinking about getting one of those. I figure we just, get one from Elon and let it replace me.
Larry, thank you, sir.
Moth blessings too.
Thank you, Larry. You are awesome, brother.
Thank you,
appreciate you.
Multiple blessings. There'll be new blessings coming up, guys. I just want to let you know. I finally think I may have finished most of the special effects shots for the upcoming Paranormal Horizons. We'll see, unless I decide I need something else. There's one more I need, but I think while I'm doing the next batch, I'm going to kick one in there for us.
Hey, Ron, why don't you try to jump off here and rejoin us?
Okay, what's going on?
That nothing has changed. It's still Cyber Ron 3000.
It's weird.
So while he's getting everything kicked back up, I hope everybody out here has had a good weekend and got back through this week. I know this week's been rough for me in the house here. We've had the kids and I had a bout with the common cold, apparently, according to the Med Express folks. So here he is.
Try that.
Ah, much better, much better.
What was it doing? That's awesome.
These are your best turkey calls.
Okay, that's awesome.
So Ron, how has your week been?
Week's been busy, but good. It's good.
Good.
I've had no issues. Like I said, just working on special effects shots for for the videos, and we'll have us a new one here, probably a new blessing, possibly next week. So you guys got something to look forward to. It's gonna be fun.
Nice. There we go. New blessings on the way, folks.
New
Straight
blessings
from the creator himself.
New blessings. I am not the creator. Don't confuse me. Anyway,
Rob Posey, howdy, all you weirdos. Howdy, right back at you, brother. Good seeing you out here, man.
Well, what else happened this week? Anything that you can think of? Anything?
Well, briefly talked about the powwow. So you want to share your bits of the powwow?
I think the best part of the powwow was just the people, like you hit upon, good people, good times. We met a lot of interesting folk. Hopefully those folk will contribute in the future to a few projects, and that's going to be pretty nice. It's going to be pretty nice.
Agreed.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys will we're looking forward to being able to work with some of the tribal elders, actually, that we were able to link up with, so you guys can be looking forward to something with that in the future. Then Pat said, sorry, I missed it.
Oh, that's right. You were going to try to go. I forgot about that.
Spookfest says, very much happy spooky season to all. Happy spooky season to you as well.
Very much happy spooky season to everybody. Well, folks.
Beat says, poor you, Joe. You look kind of tired. I even tried to spiff myself up a little bit before I came down here, so I didn't look too much like a corpse.
Okay, let's see. Somewhere around here. Well, I'm just going to kick off the old news, and we're going to touch on some stuff real quick, and then we'll come back and we'll see what the show is going to be all about tonight, because frankly, it's a mystery to me. Okay. Oh boy, there it was. That was the news. So for you folks who were here last week, you heard us talking a little bit about some news from a distant star system far away. Oh, getting geared up for Crypticon? Yep, you should be. It's going to be a fun show. It's going to be a great one.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a blast, actually. We have a little bit more info on that. We did find the target finally as to what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it turns out that Joe and I were pretty much familiar with this target because it occurred in 2020. The signal was discovered in 2019, but the news really hit about 2020.
And we've been covering this for quite some time.
Here it is. This was the BLC-1, Breakthrough Listen Candidate 1, and it was detected April and May of 2019. It was first reported in 18th of December 2020, and we were actually on the podcast talking about it around the 20-something of December, I believe, 2020.
Yeah, it was the Christmas special. We talked about it on the Christmas special.
Yeah, and they basically they didn't know what the signal was at first, right? And I remember running it by Dave Roberts, and he said, "Well, that's a narrowband signal. That's going to be something interesting to keep an eye on." And when I did get to ask one of the scientists who was on that program, he confirmed that was a narrowband signal, and they didn't know what it was. And we talked about this a few months ago. We said, remember, we were just talking about it. Really, everybody who's here, kind of think back and remember. This is about a month or two ago before any of this started. I said, whatever happened to that signal? Well, that signal, you can't read it. Well, I'll tell you what it says. That's stupid. Anyway, it says basically that they debunked the signal because it was determined that it was more than likely an Earth-based signal.
Being repeated back at us.
Mm-hmm.
Like reflecting and coming back.
And why it was an Earth-like signal was because it was in the narrow band area. I think it's like 700 and some megahertz, which is kind of like cell phone activity, you know. Meanwhile, in the background, apparently, they're studying this. Yeah, that's right. It's Proxima Centauri. They are studying the signal, and they find out that it is. It's Proxima b. That's where they think that the signal is. If that's the case, then the rumors go together that there was a technosignature discovered as well as a biosignature discovered from this same world. That's pretty significant if that turns out to be the case, right, Joe?
And we had talked about it as soon as the JW released the findings of the biosignatures. We had talked about that, one of the most likely candidates being a gigantic coral reef system. And we had talked about that here on the show. And we had theorized it might have even been on air, but I know that Ron, you and I had talked about it, that what if these are the same places? What if these are actually the same exact areas and we're looking at possible technosignatures and biological life? That would be very interesting. And come to find out, lo and behold, several years later, here we are sitting on the show live with you guys talking about the very fact that those two findings are in fact the same.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be, it sounds like they're going to make the announcement here within just the next couple of weeks. Headlines are being made now across multiple media platforms. It was kind of kept, kind of low there for a bit because I don't think people really wanted it to be true, or they thought, it's too good to be true. But it does look like there is going to be a release. It is what they said about the wild signal. They kind of just said, that was just explainable after all these years, and it's not. These signals aren't that explainable. In fact, it was just a candidate. There's been literally, I don't even know. Dave's not here. I wish he was. If Dave Roberts was on, he could answer the exact question for you probably, but there's literally hundreds of these candidates now, if not thousands. And it's showing up that there's a chance that if this one is legit, if this is actually a sign of life, it's only about 4 light years away, by the way. And that's been answered now finally too. if that's the case, then we have to look back at all those other potential ones, especially the ones that our AI said, hey, um, yeah, 4.2 light years away, Linda, is where this one's at. You know, we have to look back at some of that other data now and point the scopes there and see if anything's going to show up there. Is this the Earth-like planet? It is like an Earth-like planet, but it's really close to the sun. It is in its Goldilocks zone, from what I understand, or very close to it. So there's high hopes that this is a true signal. So we're going to see. We'll know here very, very shortly. It's not that far. It's really not that far at all. And, you know, especially if they really do have some of this technology that we've
Oh, exactly.
been hearing, right? That's like a
Right.
to the Walmart, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to I'm going to Proxima Centauri. I'll be back in an hour. You know, I mean,
Octopus says they're busting out the big distraction guns before the escalations of events in the Middle East. Plus, they got to set up the big blue show they've planned.
nah, no, this the scary part. The scary part is once we do actually find something, about a quarter of the people are actually going to believe it, and everybody else is going to think it's, you know, it's part of some conspiracy theory.
Yep.
And I really think that's our problem. We've gotten into this modality, I guess, of distrust, which I don't blame anyone, by the way. I'm not saying you shouldn't, and by any means. You should always test the sources and vet the sources
100%.
out. And that's what we do. Like, we don't report on things unless we have a pretty good idea that there's something going on. Yeah, there you go. Proxima Centauri. It's the nearest star to Earth. It is 4.25 light years away. It is in the southern constellation of Centaurus. Yeah, but basically what it comes down to is there is something coming. And whether that be a signal or whether that be the revelation that we just flat are not alone.
Right.
We really have to look at that and how that's going to play into our psyche and how it's going to play into our belief systems, because that's important. That's where it's going to hit the fan, is, you know, on the belief systems. We've had this conversation with multiple people. We watched, what was it, Joe? Was it in 2021 when they said NASA had pulled together all of those religious
And they made
scholars?
it a sham. It was like December of 21, because I
Mhm.
remember we blasted them really hard on the New Year's special the following year.
No, I mean, didn't they pull together the religious scholars, multiple religious scholars, to see how people
Oh
would
yeah,
deal with
preparing
the
for ontological shock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
preparing for ontological shock. Do you see that orb over my shoulder? I did. It was there for a second. No, I'm kidding. There was something there for a second. The green screen glitched, I think. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see. There it is. It's back. I'm talking about it. It disappeared. You guys witnessed it. Anyway, what is going to happen is, again, we're going to have the believers are going to believe, and we're going to have the other ones. And I think we're setting ourselves up for a really, really interesting time. That's what I think is going to happen. It's hit the fan already. Yeah, it really has.
CJ
Yeah,
Boker says the
that's it.
signal is actually the Black Knight satellite. It finally came to exist.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? I'm really here. That's an interesting topic, by the way.
It really is.
It really isn't. We used to. There's one for you that I used to think was 100% conspiracy theory until, you know, actually getting into it and looking at some of the sources when this thing was actually discovered. It was not discovered in recent times. It was discovered,
Yeah.
you know, decades and decades ago. No one knows what it was at the time. You know, there wasn't that much space junk up there at the time. So what was it? And then Avi Loeb is saying, you know, our best bet is finding techno signatures. So that would be things that are floating around up there from previous, you know, missions. Yeah. Go ahead, Joe.
Octopus says, we know that they've known for a while. If they're going to actually admit to this sort of thing, then they know more. They won't ever tell us the truth.
And what you're also saying right there is kind of what we're getting at. And we're going to get to that in the next section here, because you're going to understand this. You'll probably understand this more than anybody out there.
Eyes in the Woods says, I've already got a
Mm.
head start. I survived my ontological shock. Now I just roll.
That's pretty good. I like
Yeah,
that.
we had talked about it then.
Mm.
Whenever they gathered all those pontificators to talk about all of the religious issues and whatnot, that eventually it was going to be something really small. They're gonna trickle it out that it's going to be something really, really small, like
At first.
biological life, and it's going to be something minute, like some sort of insects, some sort of coral reef, microorganisms. And then they'll roll out with something bigger and more profound.
Well, the thing about this one, Joe, is that if this does turn out to be technosignatures, it's not just a biosignature, and it's a technosignature too. So
Right.
that means something had to be smart enough to at least build something that can transmit
It's
or
true.
be picked up in the spectrum of some sort, right?
And we just
So
have to hope that they're not like the space equivalent of mantis shrimp.
right, because if they are, we're done. I mean, and that's a fact.
Exactly.
Anyone knows what a mantis shrimp is? It is literally, if you've seen Starship Troopers, I believe
Yeah.
those things were made modeled after the mentality of mantis shrimp. I mean, that's
Yeah,
literally
they were the size
it
of
is.
dogs. We wouldn't be the
We
dominant
wouldn't.
species on the
No,
planet.
no. If they could breathe air and were the size of dogs, we would not be the dominant species on the planet. They are an amazing creature. I used to have a couple, and their number one priority as soon as you put them in a tank is to seek shelter. Their next priority is to find food. And their next priority is to dominate the area that they're in. And they do dominate the area that they're in. They are especially equipped. There are club versions that have
And spear versions.
and spear versions. That's right. And the club versions can hit with the strength of a ballistic weapon. That's how fast that they can hit. They can actually
22
break
caliber
their,
rifle.
yep, they can break their tanks. Yeah. 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 So they're
Basically,
amazing.
they're the Chads of the aquarium world.
They are something. They
drop
really
in
are.
there and they start punching stuff, and
Yeah.
because if they can't find shelter readily, they'll break stuff until they make their shelter.
Oh, they absolutely will. They'll blow open, that's how they eat too. They'll take shrimp out, crabs out. They'll literally bore through rocks. They have a pressurized. They think that they're literally pressurizing water somehow, and they're blasting it into that, which is at just amazing speeds. I mean, these things are insane. So you can imagine if they were just the size of dogs, they wouldn't even have to be very big, just the size of the biggest dog.
Yeah.
We would be in trouble. So let's hope it's
Hopefully.
not manna shrimp from Mars or, Proxima Centauri
Exactly.
in this case, we might be in trouble. But there is another story that's going around, and it might kind of play into this. At least it plays into the paranoia and the timing, because this is
Right.
all kind of synchronous. I'm with Octo on this. This is synchronous. This big story is brewing. Mystery drones are swarming the U.S. military base for 17 days. Now, what's funny about this is this occurred, last at the beginning of the year, right? Or was it last year?
Yep.
I can't remember when it was.
It was late last year or the beginning of this year, if I remember
It was
right.
January. So that's the whole point, is that this has happened. Okay, that's what we want to get at. Yeah, there it is, December 23. And if I recall, there was other flyovers in around that time in 2023. So
Those look familiar, don't they?
yeah. So what's significant about this, guys? Anybody who watches the show, listens to the show, what's significant about what we're seeing here? Because, I know what you've seen on TV. I know you've seen the video, and the video they show is not particularly what you're seeing right there. Okay. What they're showing is little flashy drones. They're red and green flashing, but that doesn't seem to be what we're looking at right here. They might be farther away. I don't know. Either way, the problem is this is where they were seen.
Yeah.
Now, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, but and I love how they use the little DJI symbols. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
That's to make you people think that, these are
It's
just
actually a drone.
a drone, just a regular one of these. I want you to look at this one really close, though. You guys read that headline for me, Joe.
The truth is out there, but the source of drones invading Colorado is still a mystery.
Anybody remember this story? Because it happened in 2020.
For more than 3 weeks now, unidentifiable flying drones have been unnerving residents of rural northeast Colorado. And authorities said Thursday that they're no closer to unraveling the sky mystery. Law enforcement officials in Lincoln, Washington's Sedgwick, Phillips, and Yuma counties said that they've been getting reports of increased nighttime activity of the small remote control crafts in their Rocky Mountain state skies near the state's border with Kansas and Nebraska.
Yeah, you guys remember when it happened? I remember when it happened. Hey, Julie, welcome.
Julie Bugs in the house.
So, one of the interesting things about this is, Joe, it kind of follows the same descriptions that they're saying with these things. Those were not little drones. They showed a picture of a hobby drone, but these things were over 20 feet long, and they actually had good video of them flying. They look like real drones. What's going on over top of this area, I have literally no idea, but it reminds me of something else that took place for some reason. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it until I put my finger on it.
Saucer outran a jet, pilot reveals.
I want you to look at the date on that, Joe.
July 28th, 1952.
Yeah. This is when this basically happened before. So this has happened before. We have had these things flying over. Now, why am I bringing up this? Well, here's what we want to address. Back then, they had no clue what these were, right? We couldn't get any planes near them. They flew too fast. They left our plane sitting in the dust at the time, which I believe was one of the more advanced fighter jets at the time. For some reason, I thought it was a Starfighter, but I don't know if that's true or not. But I will say this. This is not a hobby drone. These are not hobby drones.
No.
They believed they were hobby drones at first. However, they said they ruled that out. Now they're going to run with, oh, it's China. Oh, it's an adversarial threat. Joe, can you tell us why it's not?
Well, for starters, our aerospace protection is the most sophisticated on the planet. There's no way that this many small, unknown drones from anywhere would just be showing up in our airspace, especially within the DC metro area. Undetected, uncontrolled, nothing like that. If these were adversarial, they would have been knocked out of the air faster than you can blink.
That last part is what I'm more concerned with. That last part is why we know that this is not conventional. If it was conventional, it would have been taken out of the air immediately. It would not have been there. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'd have smoke showed these bad boys.
Exactly. So what this tells me is that just like this says right here in the headline, you can see that it says Pentagon is stumped. They overflew those bases for 17 days straight, and the Pentagon is stumped. They had that much data, and they still couldn't figure out where it was from. Now, we are what is called citizen scientists.
Yes.
Among other things, they call us. Some of which we can't say on the air. Kid-friendly show. We have basic spectrum analyzers, right, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
We have a basic one.
Yeah.
When we turn that on, if someone's around us with a hobby drone or a DJI, drone of some sort, or
we can find it.
We can
detect it.
We can see the signal. We know what it's transmitting on. We know what it's broadcasting on. And that's with the cheap one. These guys have your tax dollars. That's what their budget is for the spectrum analyzers that they have. And if you think for 1 second that they shouldn't be able to figure out what spectrum and trace it back, it's terrifying, right? Am I not kidding? Because that's a true
I mean,
unknown.
we're talking about the Tracon here. That's who's eyeballing this, right? The Tracon. This is the FAA's command center. For anybody who doesn't know what the Tracon is, the Tracon has some of the most sophisticated hardware on the planet, and they can monitor basically anything over top of the entire hemisphere in real time. They can detect what signals it's got. They can read what kind of RF transmissions, what kind of microwave transmissions, all of that in real time, guys.
Yeah. And here's another thing. FCC.
Yeah.
You can't. Honestly, they know if you turn on a radio transmitter, if they want to, they can hone in on it. Let's be real. They can do that now.
Yeah.
Back in the day, no. But now, yeah, that's totally feasible. It can be done. Yet they couldn't figure out what these were. And it's not just one or two, it's fleets. Now, I want you guys to think back about the what was it, 2004, the Nimitz incident. What did they say? There's a whole fleet of them out here.
Yeah.
Not one, not two.
There's a whole
fleet. Drones is just another word for weather balloon. It's just another word for, we don't know what it is, but it's not important. We can explain it away. It's drones. It's not a threat. They even said that. This is not a threat. I beg to differ. I really beg to differ.
Now,
Yes.
Brandy's saying that she read that a U.S. senator said the military was not allowed to shoot him down.
They said, what did they say? I saw that. The one I saw said that they decided not to. So I don't know if I'd like to hear that part, if they were actually ordered, to stand down. Well, there you go. That makes more sense.
Right.
So let me tell you what I think. I think they don't know what that is, or they do know what that is. And they know if they fire on it, that's a very bad idea, because they fired on them earlier last year. And there was almost an incident, if I'm right, because that's kind of what it seems like. Everything kicked up right after that.
It did.
So whether the incident came from them or from us, I don't know, but there was a little bit of an incident. It came out into the public. It got snowballed out there. People started running with it. And here we are. Here we are right now. Unless the drones are an imminent threat, by law, they can't be. Yeah, if it's a drone, that's true. But we also have reports that, they've taken some of these UAP down, right?
Trackway says they're not drones. They're independent AI going back in time to make sure Skynet's birth.
It's probably true in a weird way. If we look at, what's different about these, though, is that they actually are acting like real drones. Like they're actually not zip, 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 But what's interesting to me also is the fact that we don't know where they went. How do we not know where they went?
Yeah, how do you not know where they went?
Here's a story showing these things flying all over the place for 17 days, yet the story conveniently doesn't say where they came from. How did they just materialize? Or where they went? What direction did they fly off? How come you couldn't chase them to their base?
Richard Minnick says, could it be secret military tech playing dumb about it?
Technically, no.
No, not over airspace that is, military bases. There's a whole lot of protocol that they'd be breaking to do that. And that is all punishable by jail time via the UCMJ.
Yeah, technically it can't be. There's actually laws that are in place for that kind of stuff, because some really bad things happen because they did stupid stuff in the past.
Then let's see.
Well,
Could these drones be scouts for the UFOs?
I mean, whatever they are, they seem to be intelligently controlled. They seem to have a mission, but we don't know what it is. If it's adversarial, why in the world would you fly over those areas when all you got to do is look at your satellite imagery?
Yeah.
It makes no sense that it's adversarial. It makes more sense that it is something that we honestly don't know what it is. Okay. I would just stay tuned to this because I don't know. Oh, no. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? Oh, Lord, Adam.
Pat, my brain decided I needed to calculate how long it would take for an object traveling at our current max speed would it take to make it to Proxima Centauri. That would be 722,000, 15.42 years, just in case you need to know.
Yeah. And that's why they say, oh, it can never happen. Yet, there are things.
What if it travels at light speed? Then it's only going to take 4 years.
Well, they're looking at things that go beyond light speed. They're looking at things called, quantum tunneling now. They're looking at these incredible technologies that we can just dream of right now, but can't put our fingers on it just yet. They didn't just come up with that stuff.
Anita says they seem to be at places just before it gets interesting there.
Don't they, though? Don't they? Let's think about that. 1952. What happened in 1952, kids? Prove to me that you've been listening for the last 4 years. This is not for you. I want to hear what they say. What happened in 1952, kids? Tony?
See who gets it.
Tony's going to answer first.
I haven't seen Tony in the room. Andy's here, though.
Where's Tony?
Gary Shoulder says the fake moon landing.
No, not that one.
Pat says demons.
No.
I forgot that was the great demon invasion of 1952.
Right. I completely forgot about that.
Caller TV.
Here we go. Here we
go. Tony shows up. More saucers in 1952 than any other year.
Yep.
Flatwoods. Larry said something about DC. That was the big DC flyover. Pat Noble's in the house. Flying saucers over the White House.
Yeah. Flatwoods, flying saucers over the White House, massive sightings, pretty much just coast to coast, right?
Yeah.
So, based on that, someone said the word right there, octo. There you go, saucer flap. Yeah, and it's a weird word, but what it basically means is that there's a group of sightings, more abnormal frequency of sightings in a given time, in given space. So the phenomena is easily distinguishable from, this time last year or whenever, right? That did happen.
Langley has nuclear stuff, so it fits the history of UFOs.
Well, we know that they're over that stuff, right? We know that there's been there's been reports of experiments that have been used to lure them with I think there were small nuclear generators or something. Just I don't even know, It's hard to tell what they're doing out there. But my question is, why in the world would you be trying to lure them?
Boone Fullwood. Hey, brothers. Can't wait to see you at CryptoCon. What's going on, Boone? Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. So we
So
had a ton of UFO sightings in 52.
we had a lot of UFO sightings in 52. We had, you know, the beginning of basically what will become the cornerstone of a lot of paranormal theory
Right.
in 1952, right?
Yeah, I mean, it birthed some of the greatest researchers of ufology, and some of the greatest thinkers came out of the flaps that were occurring back then. Saucer mania. It was the buzzword.
Yeah, exactly. So 19 what?
Hey guys, you know what else happened in 52? The first hydrogen bomb.
Yeah, there was a lot of H-bomb tests that took place after that. Again, you know,
First H bomb saucers came down to show us who was really boss.
right. Yeah. So the
Tony just sent
question
somebody a chart. I'm assuming you, Ron.
sent a chart. Oh, okay. Let me check, bud. I was off of Facebook because it dings. Let me see. Opening. Oh, there's some
Mr.
pictures.
Caddo says there's been sightings near the Hanford nuclear site.
Here we go. Found it. All right, Tony. Good job. I'm going to save this and we will share this. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. Over here. Show. Yeah, it looks like a good place for it. Oh, wait. Yeah. Hang on. I gotta do the thing. It's trying to save it as a GIF again. I hate that.
Operation Mainbrace UFO sightings, September 1952, during NATO's large-scale military exercise called Operation Mainbrace.
You guys know that one,
Yep.
right? Okay, here we go. Chart. See, this is what this show is. If you don't know, you know, we run with it. You guys send us stuff, and we all sit around and try to figure out what's going on in the world. As you know, this massive family of people who are interested in stuff, and we don't all have to agree, and we all still get along just perfectly fine. And we kind of have this little miniature model of how things could be. How things could be. Let's see. And for you folks who are new, just go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe thing.
Absolutely.
Make sure that you do subscribe. We are trying to get up to at least 3,000 by the end of the year. I know it sounds pathetic, doesn't it? But you know what? I'm very thankful for the 2,000 some people that we do have, because, you know, again, you're here because you want to be. You're not here because of conspiracy theories. You're here because you want to know the truth. And those are the people we kind of cater to, honestly. So, you want me to read this joke? Because I know your throat's kind of hurting. So, go ahead.
I can hit it.
You want to do
I
it?
just can't see it. So,
all right, go ahead and roll. No, I mean roll the thank yous.
oh
Should've
yeah,
did that for a bit.
While you're getting everything settled up over there.
Yep.
You got it. So, everybody, this show is free thanks to our executive producers, Adam Good, L.W. Marshall, Teresa of Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Larry Hose, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, Lisa, Finding the Trackway, Tommy Swigger, Pat, Seth Beans Lamille, and Small Town Monsters, Eyes in the Woods, James Nelson, and our amazing super chatters. We couldn't do this without you guys. The Dewey Edwards, the Deuster. Everybody be praying for Dewey. He just had some medical procedures stuff done today, so keep him in your hearts and minds, all that good stuff. Spooky Appalachia, Guitar Chains Craig, Travis Orednick, Jeffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Terry Summerfield, Sarah Ramsey, Julie Bug, Donna Ho, Angie Breeden, Jen Clower, Jamie Snell, Ike Fob Daddy Fauber, Ashley Hill of On Wednesday We Talk Weird, and Lotus Flower, Wendy the Pooh Bear, Asher's Creation, and last but not least, Spirit Brothers Paranormal of the UK.
Perfect. You guys make the world go around. At least you make this one go around. That's what keeps it free for everybody. Everybody out there who has donated even $1 gets on there. So just make sure that
Absolutely.
you let us know because sometimes we may not see
Yeah,
it.
I think the lowest they can do is like 99 cents.
Is
I
that
think
what
it's
it is?
the lowest.
No, I
it's
don't
what it
know.
is. But that'll get you on the list.
Yeah, they'll give us about 30 cents, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Ballpark.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Anyway, here's the chart for you guys. Wow.
All right. So what you guys are looking at is
Wow.
a number of UFO reports per day. Okay. This is starting in June and ranging through September. If you look going left to right, I mean you're looking at what is that, 16 to 18 a day are the peaks for June and July. And then all of a sudden, there towards the back half of July,
Wow.
there's suddenly an uptick. There's 28. Then there's 30, 32. Then it jumps all the way up to around 43, 44.
That's unreal. And notice that there's an Air Force press conference right there before that big dip. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
See that? And then it dips back down to normal levels. Makes you wonder what they, how that went, right?
Oh,
It's
exactly.
just weather balloons. It's just drones. It's
Pat
just,
Noble.
it's
Thanks,
just,
brother. We'll
thank you,
get you added to the
Pat.
list right now, my friend.
Get him added. Pat Noble goes at the end of the list. Got a new one. New name is on the board. Thank you, Pat. Multiple blessings. So, guys, I mean, I'm curious. Everything on the table. Your thoughts right now, because that's how this works. No right answers, no wrong answers. Even demons are acceptable at this point. Just what do you think we are dealing with? Oh, look here.
You're going to see it pop up there.
Here's the new scroller rolling along. Check this. Man, that list just gets longer and longer. I love it.
48 minutes in and still no jazz hands. Problem rectified.
Wow.
Alien Angels.
Huh. That's a neat name.
It is.
Sounds
like a new blessing.
Sounds like I need to make one. I wonder what it looks like. I wonder. No, kidding. Come on.
We're almost there, Pat.
We're almost there. Okay, here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Almost there. Okay, come on.
This scroller is so long.
It's so awesome.
Which is great.
I don't care if it rolls throughout the whole show at some point. There it is. And
bam.
Pat Noble! Exclamation. Whew. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Guys.
So much. Okay, so let's get some comments up here. What we got?
Has anyone read Life with a Cosmos Clearance by Daniel Salter? No.
No.
I watched an interview with his grandsons, and they feel that he was scared and wanted the world to finally know something.
Really? Nope.
Angie said, "Go biblical run." That's what's going on top of my tree this year. Kelly commissioned me to do it last year, and I didn't have time, so I have to make it this year. And simply enough, we have a broken tree topper that I'm gonna get to use as a armature for it.
We got looks like we got 2 votes for Star People.
Biblically accurate alien Jules.
Okay.
There you go, Ron. Make a sky jelly.
Sky jellies. It's probably not sky jellies, but you never know. It may be. I've seen some things on that too lately. It's like our upstairs neighbors. Yeah. We need to stop banging on the ceilings. They don't like
And
it.
you made a Mothman tree topper. That's great.
That is awesome.
Cylons.
Oh God. Let's hope not. But in a way, maybe.
I'm undecided about complete aliens separate from biblical angels or alien Jules.
No, Bible alien Jules. How do we say that? Anyone? Because I'm not really sure the pronunciation and I don't want to make them mad.
Anatomically correct aliengers.
What is wrong with you, Adam?
You just got to let it flow. Just
I
let it
do.
flow.
Really? Yeah.
Tommy made it in the house. What's going on, Tommy?
Tommy, Mr. Swagger has joined us. Tommy, you got anything weird going on out there in your side of the woods?
Just a bunch of atoms and cubes inside of spheres.
Oh, no. Hey, speaking of cubes inside spheres, I got a question. Anybody happen to tune in to old Graham's season 2 of what is it? Ancient Apocalypse?
Yes. Did you see all those squares inside of spheres?
You
That's
mean
what I was while I was watching
the
it, that's what I
square.
was
Yeah.
seeing.
Circle inside the square. Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Well, there were even a few that were reversed, and they were the squares inside of a spheres.
Yeah. You saw that though. That's
Yeah, the
whole point.
earthworks.
Yeah. The
dude.
ancient earthworks.
Crazy stuff.
Yep. Absolutely nuts is what that was. But yeah, thought that was interesting. Thought that was a very interesting representation of something that someone took a very long time to make.
Right?
Hundreds of thousands of years ago, apparently. Because they had nothing better to do.
Octopus says, I'm also glad that I coined that term for us.
Yeah. I'm just trying to envision it.
Pat Noble said, I met a lady and her dad was with Admiral Byrd in Antarctica.
Oh, wow.
Tell us more.
Wow.
I think it's Matthew McConaughey's beautiful family coming to Earth to pick up their perfect specimen.
It may be.
I can only see the squares and the circles and their cubes and spheres, and they're circled in red.
Oh, gosh. You guys.
That's what we need to do. We need to make like a Christmas ornament that people like stuff into their tree, and it's something inside of a red circle.
Yeah. Could probably do that.
What's a triangle in a square in a circle a symbol for?
Oh, that's an alchemical symbol. What is that? Oh, boy. What is that? I cannot think.
CJ Boker says, since we are so much invading space, maybe the aliens are saying to tone it down and get out of our area now.
Maybe. It's very possible.
Larry Hose says, Sky Daddy is ours and they can't have him back. So has anybody got any good pictures of the moon yet?
I didn't get the moon tonight. I got the comet again.
Oh, cool.
Last night's picture was better. But have you guys got to image it yet? Have you got your pictures of the comet yet? Because you're not gonna get a chance. You're gonna have to come back here 80,000 years from now, and and do it then if you didn't. So
I did not get mine.
Oh well, okay. Well, it's there. All you have to do is go out and face southwest, and about 7:30 to 8 o'clock, and point your phone that way, and you'll see it. Okay, you guys talk amongst yourself. I'm gonna go look the symbol up because now I'm curious.
Because it's driving you nuts.
Yep,
Brandy says it's an alchemy symbol or something.
I know. I just don't know which one it is.
Pat says he can't. His phone won't let him adjust the exposure.
Oh no, seriously? Oh, that's right. You have an ancient phone, like the one in Ancient Apocalypse. It's like those ones they dug out of the ground.
Rob Posey says, I don't know what they are, but when they finally show themselves, I hope they land on Neil deGrasse Tyson's lawn and have a big old crap burger ready for him.
Agreed. Here, yes, here. We all agree with that.
Richard Minnick says a blob squatch for the tree in a red circle. That would be perfect.
Blob squatch.
Here's a question for both of you guys. Why are aliens so interested in our nuclear technology?
Any actual answer would probably be simple speculation because we honestly don't know. There's multiple theories on that, ranging from, if we go with the ultra terrestrial idea, right? Then it's not our planet to begin with. And if we muck it up, we're going to pay for it because, someone's going to step up and say no, right?
Right.
And what's your thoughts?
Lisa says, which direction for the comment?
Oh, the comet, southwest sky, about half hour or so after the sun sets.
So why are they so interested in our nuclear technology? Well, it has a possibility to do a lot more damage than what we can see here on Earth. We don't know the ramifications that it has on extra dimensional space. There could be a reason that things showed up here after we started playing with the big boomsticks.
That's true. Yeah. So that's one of the theories. There's also a theory that says that they gave us those weapons, so that we would just wipe ourselves out. But right. I don't buy that one.
It's actually dangerous to us and them if we attack them, is what the octopus says.
Oh, it's definitely dangerous if we attack them, in my opinion. Apparently, whatever they are, they have incredible patience. Either that or they're on a time limit. They can't do anything for some reason.
Tony says, what if every nuclear boom causes havoc on the other side of the dimensional veil, like a drum being struck because it's amplified by sound waves?
I mean, it could be anything, right? But that is the consensus, that it causes some kind of damage in a dimensional sense. Well, there could also be the fact that they don't want us to do that because, they may have had a hand in perfecting us, and who wants to destroy their creations?
Larry, speaking of that, Larry said, if they didn't want us to mess it up, they shouldn't have made us so violent.
Well, I think that's as monkey see, monkey do.
Beats says if aliens are so smart, then why do they crash onto Earth? There's a theory about seeding by dropping off technology, like purposefully crashing it. But then who's to say that we don't have toys of our own that we've collected over the years that we turn on and knock them out of the sky?
Yup.
Trackway says, seriously, the answer isn't in an interest in our nuclear technology. It's interference, the gamma radiation being given off by our warhead that messes with them.
It could very well be.
Overoo says the triangle, circle, square symbol is a holistic concept of the universe.
There you go.
Octopus says, do you guys think it's one of their craft we found that we used to knock them out of the sky?
Well, one of their craft or pieces of their craft or some of their technology, etc., maybe. I think it's very close to, honestly, the plot of Stargate SG-1. Anyone who ever watched that series, no one knew it was a documentary, but it sure does feel like that's exactly what it was, right up to the end of the show when they had those drones that they launched, which were little spheres which shot out and were, as I recall, they were, what were those things? They protected areas or something. Anyway, it's ridiculously how close that series got to where we are now.
Yeah, that was such a good show.
Uh-huh.
Richard Minnick said sometimes they are shot down too.
Yes. Just trying to keep up with the comments over here. That's all. So anyway, you guys feel free to ask some questions, comments, talk about anything you've seen. I know that there was a sighting over, where's it at, Joe? Ohio, right?
Yeah, it was Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah, Toledo, Ohio. I don't know if anybody saw that or not. Probably
Wedding
one
camera guy.
One of the best videos that I think I've seen in a very long time, and it wasn't blurry. And
No,
it was
taken really good.
It was good. It was very good. It was a drone-based shot, and it was very incredible. The acceleration on that thing, wow! How fast do you think it was going?
Well, depending on which way it was going, which direction, is several hundred miles an hour.
It was just there and gone.
Yeah,
it was amazing. I couldn't tell if that was an actual trail or if that was just because this thing was
digital
shooting.
artifact.
Yeah, well, it was shooting in the dark, so I don't know if that wasn't just a light trail, but who knows? I have no clue.
Well, if you watch it, it kind of seems that trail does seem to kind of move with it.
It may be.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe it was like an artifact, like it moved so quick that it left its.
Yeah, it moved. It moved fast. Maybe others, aliens and other beings have been on this Earth planet for a very long time, and they interfere only when they want to or were given permission. Yeah, right, Beat. I mean, that's kind of it. That's one of the ways of thinking, and I think that's a very, I think that's one of the more troubling theories for a lot of these people, that it's not our planet, and it never was.
Larry Ho says anyone that's been in the military knows that it's not always the most qualified person behind the equipment. That's the truth. CJ Boker, so maybe they have a glimpse of their technology and just say, hey, we're better than you guys are. Finding the Trackway. It's not well known. The Marvel hero Sasquatch is also gamma powered. yeah, he is gamma powered. He transforms and all that good stuff. He was I've actually got a Sasquatch action figure back there on the shelf. Anita Allen, Inertialess Drive.
Oh yeah.
Beat says they don't care about technology; they care about DNA. Which nuclear radiation definitely has an effect on.
Boy, don't it though.
Richard says it's nobody's planet. It's shared by many.
Maybe.
CJ Boker, it could be part of an Operation Stargate and Operation Star Wars by Ronald Reagan. I too have a Marvel Sasquatch, Walter Lekowski.
That's good for me. So basically, it's a seems to be a sigil of some sort then that represents all those things.
I read that off and didn't realize I was on mute.
Yeah. All right.
Chat seems to be slowing a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you can only, talk about drones for so long. So we are in the middle of spooky season, kids. I don't know how many of you have actually noticed that, but we don't get too many spooky stories here, and I don't know why. You think we would?
You would think.
I know we almost never get ghost-related stories, accounts ever, and I think that's kind of weird. But I guess that's
Well,
just how it goes.
it's heavily UFO show.
Yeah.
So that
It's heavily
that is
something
the
show.
crowd that we generally get. But it is strange that especially when we ask for them, we don't get them.
Yeah, it's very interesting to me, just for the simple fact that I know there's quite a few of them. It's just that we never really get them. So very, very interesting.
Pat likes spooky season.
Yeah, spooky season's fun.
Lisa is heading to Trans Allegheny next weekend.
Nice. There you go. Get some pictures.
We
Don't
need
provoke.
more wild and weird West Virginia musical moments.
Nah. Do you really think we do though?
Octopus says, I rarely see what I could call ghosts.
Anita said didn't think we did ghost stuff anymore. How about that?
I don't think, yeah. I think that was the first In Focus that we did this year was mostly ghost stuff.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
But that was like, I think the last time anybody sent us any ghost stuff.
It was. Yeah. That was Tommy. Yeah. But to be fair, we have sort of taken a lot of the ghosts and put them into their own different category at this point with
we have a
so
stone
the-
tape theory and like your
stone tape and orbs.
orbs.
Yeah, kind of breaking down the ghosts, I guess. What is a ghost? That kind of thing.
Yeah, for them, but like I said, I can kind of understand it's mostly a UFO. UFO kind of show anymore. But that's just the way that the news takes us. Trackway says I've seen the shadows.
There you go, shadows.
Anita said my week has been crammed with BS. I'll send you ghost stories this weekend.
Well, that would be fun. There you go. I can't click on that one for some reason. There it is. Wonder if there's more than one species, and if so, how many? Probably.
Young and the Masons use those symbols.
Yeah. Young definitely use those symbols.
Octopus says, when I was a young kid, I was ghost hunting with my cousins at my uncle's old New England townhouse. I was young, so maybe 5, young enough to totally think I might actually find a ghost.
Oh, this is going to get good.
Lisa said some negative responses shushed me. Where?
Ooh, what? What? Elaborate on that. Angie. Me and Teresa saw stuff at Waverly Hills. There you go.
Larry says the problem with ghost stories is when I go looking for them, other things show up.
Well, that's a point. And, that's something to even consider, right? We've talked about that multiple times now.
So Octopus continues, and I was in their work shed, and from around the corner, a sheet ghost came down the hall. It was floating. It was transparent, and it was making the haunted ghost face, and I screamed like a banshee.
I'm going to see where this goes.
Ada says, I heard owls Sunday night and saw stuff in the sky. I saw 3 shadows. What a night. Trackway says, I don't care for the spooky stuff. Actually, I'm not looking for it, but I've found a bunch of it.
Yeah, that's typically how it works.
CJ says, because you guys tell great stories and we can't top you. That's why.
Ha ha.
Octopus says, I can still see it in my head. I'm shook up a bit just now describing it.
That makes you wonder, doesn't it? Like what you saw, what you really saw.
Waverly Hills is full of grief and sadness and something sinister in the tunnel below.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Not at all.
Oh, look. Where was that at? Did you see it?
I didn't see it because I normally confront those people.
Yeah, where's it at, Lisa?
It wasn't on any of our pages, was it?
That's a big old, okay, prove you exist.
Octopus said, I'm pretty sure it was traumatic enough that I shut that aspect of myself out.
Goy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
We saw so many shadow people and they were interacting with us.
That's always interesting. I was called that. Frightened people do stuff like that, Lisa. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. They like to say things don't exist, or it's a bear, or I don't know.
Swamp gas.
All your equipment is malfunctioning at the exact same time.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm with you. I know. Yep. I remember now. I was just wanting to make sure it wasn't on any of our pages or anything like that. Octopus says that's really not cool, Lisa. People do that with Bigfoot and ghosts and aliens. They're scared. He's right.
Yep, 100%. That is absolute truth.
Brandy said the symbol is known as Philosopher's Stone, is mythical elixir of life and immortality, and it has multiple very significant meanings in spirituality.
I don't think
Talk
that's
about the
yeah, I don't think that's necessarily it though. There's something else with that. Um, God, I just can't remember.
Larry did tell me about this though. Said recently I've been dealing with something in the woods, whistling and mimicking barred owls.
Yeah.
It's like it's a close call, but it's just not right.
Wow.
Angie says, when we were in the tunnel, 100% something was in there with us. A dark shape up on the wall, and something threw something at us that we heard, but we could not see. Filled me with dread, and I was nauseous.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, the Philosopher's Stone symbol looks a little different than that. Just a little bit.
LR says, I was at a friend's house for a party and was sitting at the bar. Kept seeing a 3-foot-ish shadow person poke its head around the door about 20 feet away.
Oh, wow.
Okay, tell me more, LR.
Yeah, well, you got us on that one. That's the kind of thing.
Tommy says, I've just been dealing with owls.
Dealing with owls. That's funny.
Then Matt Carter says, oh my God, me too. I've been telling my mom this for months. I'm a former ornithologist. Something is making barred owl calls here too.
What? All right. So what's the difference? Like, how can you guys tell they're not owls? That's what I want to know.
I've heard these calls. I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's like something's trying to mimic it. And I've even heard it try to do a turkey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like almost dead on the money. But
Mm.
there's just not right.
I know someone said that that's what we had heard in that episode of Horizons, where we were out there in the woods. The last episode, they said it kind of sounded like somebody was trying to do a turkey call. It was kind of pathetically done.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Here, this is the Philosopher's Stone symbol, guys. And you are right; it is very close, but there's a massive circle around that, so it just kind of repeats itself. Yeah. I know someone's going to be like, "Oh yeah, that symbol. That's what we want on the cards."
Right.
No,
It's like the Deathly Hollows.
we're not doing that. Yep.
Lisa
Ow.
says, agreed, just didn't need someone to shake my self-confidence. Adam has me back in line again, so I should be back from TA with some good stories. Sweet.
Yeah, don't let people, mess with you. Like I said, they're all going to have their own opinions. That's just how it's going to be. And we're really not trying to change their minds. We're just showing the data, and if they can't accept that, then that's cool. And if they don't have anything good to say, we just simply aren't going to say anything good either. So
I said the crows are making funny sounds. I taped some of those noises today. Could be very young crows as well. Crows, when they first start off, they make some really ridiculous noises. And they don't typically have a strict breeding season, so you could be having some young crows that are just fledging out now. So LR says, I keep seeing it out of the corner of my eye, and it would retreat every time I turn my head. I told my friend about it, and he replied, see, told you.
So were they seeing it too, LR? That's interesting, right?
Beat says, when are you guys going to do more about Wanberry?
Well, the next episode will be about Wanberry, and to answer your question, probably next year.
Yeah.
Probably next year.
Pat said, I heard a bad turkey call in the woods just a few weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure it was just somebody hunting it. Very well could have been, especially this time of year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Brandy says it's been silent in my neck of the woods, except for a squirrel getting mad at me for being in their space.
Are you sure it was a squirrel? No, I'm messing with you.
Angie loves crows.
Angie loves everything, wants to hug it, even Bigfoot.
Trackway says, we heard a weird owl call out in the Cascades, and 2 of us said it wasn't normal.
Huh.
Jen says the state park here in Ohio, not Salt Fork, was walking a trail, and what sounded like a 400-pound owl did 3 hoo hoo hoo.
Oh, it's one of those. Look at that.
Ashley said, opinions in this community? Never.
Mm-hmm. You know how it is.
LR says, good job muting the mic when you cough, Joe. I'm doing my best. Doing my best. Nighttime the last couple of days has been the absolute worst. Through the day, well, yesterday sucked the whole day through, but today I was doing good until here about an hour ago.
I just came back and caught up. That's good.
Trackway says, I have audio where crows and barred owls are sounding off at each other. And then there was a third call. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pat said, I too want to hug the space Wookiees.
No, you don't.
Put me on the Squatch hug list, says Octopus. Not surprised.
Yeah, right.
Matt Carter said the difference is the pattern. When a young owl is learning, it's a little off, but you can tell it's an owl. The pattern for the call is wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
Richard says crows are damn smart. That they are.
That's the truth. They definitely are. Well, you guys looking forward to the next episode of Paranormal Horizons? I know I am. Because this was one of the more I won't say it's because they always keep getting better. I mean, I honestly, every one I'm like, let's make it better than the other. Let's make it better than the other. But up till now, this will be the pretty darn cool one. Let's just put it that way. You're
definitely going to notice a change in pace.
There's definitely a change in pace.
Yeah. Pat says crows equal aliens.
Maybe. No, I'm kidding.
Beat says, Joe, you need to eat, rest, and sleep. Take drugs too. My prescription. I wish I had time for all of that. That'd be fantastic. I did take the last 2 days off work, though. Matt Carter says, we've also had wood knocks, loud howls, and was just chased out of the woods back in June. I reported it to Stan Gordon and had like a 1-hour talk about it with him.
Sounds about right. Yeah, it sounds about right.
Crows versus owls. Who wins? I'm going to go with crows just because a group of them is called a murder.
It's probably a game of some sort there that hasn't been made yet.
Yes, Paranormal Horizons win. It's like the second week.
Yeah.
Second week.
Second Wednesday
of next year. Next
month. He's just, out there.
I've just not been able to sleep. That's my problem.
That'll happen.
Beats says skunks do not like orange pills or mint. They don't like mint either. Pat said, Adam, are you summoning woodland spirits? Hey, Joe, I'm doing a couple ritual things outside, and I have a skunk.
Oh, God.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Well, if you summon skunks, you can just keep that trait to yourself.
Oh, that was a skunk.
Or
something else that has a stinky smell.
Yeah.
Keep us posted on that, Adam.
Yeah.
Beth's in the house. What's going on, Beth? Good to see you. Nikki Bennett says, I haven't been able to sleep this week either, Joe. Yeah, it sucks. I'm hoping I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. Like, I'm feeling better today than I have all week, so we'll see. Matt Carter said, I've got 14 years in wildlife biology, wrote a bird guide for part of West Virginia. I have no idea what some of these calls are. I never put it together that you are that Matt Carter. Very cool. Very cool. So I'm a master naturalist, Matt, and we actually use that bird guide in our course. That's a trip.
Tommy, I don't think it's an actual skunk.
Yeah, right. My daughter has a wildlife biology degree and needs an animal related job. There's a few DNR postings that are open right now. I know wildlife had a lot of postings just here in the last I think 3 to 4 weeks. Angie said Joe is a master net. No, never. But there's a good chance that Matt didn't know that. Pat says, Joe, have you tried alcohol? It will help you sleep. NyQuil is, yeah, I have. I have indeed. I just wish I had a little bit with me down here right now to help kind of calm my throat down while I'm talking, because it is kicking my butt trying to talk. Matt Carter said, yes, I was in the Brooks Bird Club and wrote Birds of the West Virginia Panhandle. Yep, that's it. It was an update that my mentor, Dr. Buckaloo, did, and he updated George Sutton's original guide. That's awesome. That is awesome. Brandy, some of those jobs they haven't closed yet, so have her send them in and use my name as a reference, because they'll recognize me, because I used to work with DNR.
Nita's trying to get on with the extension agency.
Beat says, I drink a nice glass of wine and I sleep so good. Hot toddy. Yes, hot toddies are banging, and that's what I plan on making as soon as the show's over. I've got some hot tea right here still. Larry Ho said wildlife biology will be my next degree. Eddie Cox said there was over 200 of them and they flew into one huge tree, and it was very strange. You had a big murder of crows.
Oh, they're so cool when they do that.
Yep, when they go to roost.
Yes. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
It's always cool when you live near a rookery and you get to enjoy that every night. Trackway said, secretly Joe's a werewolf, and werewolf have trouble sleeping. Wait, crap, I do too. Beat said herbal tea with a shot of Jack. Probably a different whiskey for me, but yeah. Pat says Joe is a secret werewolf. That's the new lore. That's not even nearly close to the new lore, Pat. They have been saying that about me since I was in high school, because I'm covered in a man fleece and all my teeth are pointy.
So let's see what's going there.
Matt Carter said, I was the block owner for Bethany too, so I worked on the last West Virginia breeding bird atlas. That is too cool. That's awesome, Matt. Green tea with vitamin C. That's what this was. This was green tea with a little bit of emergent C mixed into it. Adam Good says, woo, werewolves of West Virginia. Yeah, right. Werewolves, West Virginia. It does. It does. That's my wife's least favorite song in the world. I don't know why. It's such a good. It's so catchy. Anita Allen says, I miss my black chickens. Had a hell of a murder where I used to work. When is Paranormal Horizons? Please. It's the second Wednesday.
Second Wednesday of next month. You'll get to see the conclusion of the Wineberry investigation, at least this year's.
I'm beyond happy to hear you using my guide. It really means a lot to me. Yeah, I had a few of them. I've put them in every nature center that I've built for the DNR, and I've actually got a copy of it up in my truck. Pat says my favorite Warren Zevon song is "Lawyers and Guns and Money."
Guns and Money, yeah.
Too. Yeah, the next Paranormal Horizons is gonna take a drastic turn, and it's gonna set the tone for the next few episodes after that.
Well, it may set the tone for the next year. Honestly, it's definitely
It's true.
caused us to look into future equipment, and got some ideas. We've been discussing some new pieces of equipment to get, and
Yep, stuff we have to build too.
Yeah, and it's going to be pretty cool. I think. I think we'll, obviously with the help of everybody out there who's been supporting us and buying stuff from here and there, and here too. That's going to become a real thing. So,
Yeah.
they helped us get through this one. So we're going to see what we can do out there on the next one. So, but I've got a couple pieces of equipment we really want to get our hands on. A little more tech, to see things a little better is what we're going for. So we gotta raise a little bit, but we'll get there. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And the good news is we've already got a little bit of seed money to get that journey started.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all gonna be really, really fun, and it's gonna work out really, really well. So it's definitely gonna be a journey.
Beat says, "Oh, wonderful!" Jumps up and down. Can't wait.
Yeah, we'll definitely be
FLIR win. We've already got the two
FLIR.
units we have are better than most of the affordable FLIR units that are out there commercially. The only FLIR unit that I would probably entertain at this moment would be the R2 unit that goes on top of your truck. Just because you're paying for a name brand with those guys.
It won't be that. Just, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Right. That. Yeah, it won't be that. We don't need it.
Mm-mm. We've pretty much got the IR spectrum where we need it right now. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm pretty happy with the thermal spectrums at this point. And, we can see heat signatures.
We can see what we need to see.
Yeah, we can see what we need to see right now. We want to be able to see something a little further and to stay on it. And that's what we're going to be looking to invest in.
Beth said something stole my recorders again. I swear it's weird. I left my expensive binoculars that I thought I forgot at the site, but took the recorder that was hid in a hollow under the bark. Yeah. Something grabbed it, sounds like. Dug for it. Trackway said AGM. Yep. Yep. Larry says I shall have the R2 unit.
Yeah, you need it. That'd be awesome.
Spookfest says I'm in the moonlight now, so when are the UFOs coming?
Well, just keep staring at the moon and send your intent, and you let us know what happens.
Beats said someone was watching you, Beth.
Yeah, they do that out there.
Yeah, Spookfest. That was the first first half hour of the show. We covered that.
Yeah. Except for Spookfest read through the crap and called it for what it is: UFOs over the military base. Didn't say drones.
Pat says I think we need some nods. Full headgear.
Yeah, it'd be nice, but there's another couple of things I want to get, I think.
Remember, guys, go like the video and hit that subscribe button if you have not already.
And leave a ton of comments because that really drives the algorithm crazy too. So, that's good. Actual comments in the, under the video. That really
Like,
helps.
yeah, once it's posted up.
Yeah.
Once this live chat's dead, hop over there and leave some comments.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you're bored one day, just do that on the whole channel. Everything helps us to get seen by more.
Beth said no one was around, but whatever it is usually gives them back after a while.
Whatever it is.
Brandy said any full moon rituals?
It's a family show. No, I'm kidding. Adam, that's on you probably. Or one of you. My full moon ritual is I'm going to go out there and just stare at it probably. I might take one of the skulls out and let it absorb it. I don't know. Could happen. It's a pretty awesome moon.
B says my daughter and I put out our stones.
Yeah.
Larry Ho said mods are stupid expensive. Thermal is better anyway. Now helmet mounted thermal I can get behind. That's what we need. Yeah, we need to make like a helmet mounted.
I thought about that actually. If we did, we'd have to do it in ABS. I don't trust PLA for that.
Oh, I'd probably make it out of aluminum.
Well, I'm just saying you could do it out of ABS and it'd be just as good as anything that you buy.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Spookfest says, well, look at my video from last year. It's a UFO over a base in Norfolk, Virginia. It's not a rocket launcher, some plane or helicopter. I called it something flying, not sure.
Well, there you go. What's Pat saying?
Altimeter, a lawn cannon, a ZPM.
Ion cannon? What? ZPM?
Oh, ion cannon. Looks like an L on the font.
An ion cannon. You're close, man. You're close. You are very close. Not giving it away though. This is something you guys are gonna have to see in the episode itself.
Beth says, I think they think it's a game that I'm gifting them because it's a place where I used to rock an acorn. Decent trade, okay? Yeah. Yeah, decent trade. Get some rocks and acorns for a recorder. That'd be mad. Brandy said, yes, beats. Got to charge my crystals. Adam Good, moon water, energize the stones, give some rings, claps, whistles. Best one to meditate. B says we dance in the moonlight and scare the animals and their four-legged ones.
The four-legged ones too. Yeah. That's funny.
Matt Carter, has anyone tried to use bird song meters for Sasquatch vocalization recording? I'm thinking of buying a few. I have almost done that twice, but I haven't pulled the plug on it just because of the cost. But I do know a few folks who are out in the Pacific Northwest that are using those. Weird feeling down here in Wambury tonight.
When isn't it?
What you got going on, Beth?
I don't know when it's not weird.
Brandy said, I was sick yesterday and stayed home from work and did the first Monroe Institute meditation toning tape.
Oh my goodness. Look at you. Now, Brandy, you shouldn't do that when you're sick, though. You're going to figure that out later.
I'm going to have to look into those, Matt. I didn't know they were making a micro. That's awesome. Adam said I'm the reason why squirrels throw nuts at my house in the fall.
Probably. You're probably the reason why the Bigfoot throws rocks at people, too. No, I'm kidding. No, but you probably are. That's probably what happened.
Ike's in the house.
Hey, Ike.
Look at that. What's going on, brother?
No, Brandy, it's just
going out in the Ike world.
It's just that your energy level's down when you're sick, and that's all it is. It's nothing serious or dangerous or anything.
Rob Posey says, when I was a kid, my grandmother rented a one-room cellar house to an old fella. One day he decided to pound a nail in a tree and stick a rifle on it. And then waiting for part 2.
Well, I think we know what comes after this. But what came after that?
He put his head in front of the rifle and pulled it
Mm-hmm.
unalived himself and remembered seeing the hearse leaving with his body. Wow. That's kind of traumatic. Richard said maybe Sasquatch is recording a demo tape. He needs the recorder.
It's possible. And it's possible it's not Sasquatch, especially at Wineberry.
Brandy said I did it, and it was just about the toning, but I thought I heard footsteps in the house.
You might have.
Beth said we saw a weird light in the sky, and I got video of it. It was blinking red and white, but only showed up white on the video.
That's kind of typical, though, for far off. The white is going to travel better than red or any of your other colors. That's why we see them look like that a lot.
Spookfest. So my first UFO encounter was in May. Me and my sister and 5 friends all watched a giant orange glowing orb float over a lake. It's a real account, and I have friends to back me up. Hey, that's, haven't been able to corroborate that account's awesome.
Wow. There they are again. And Spookfest, what happened after that? Anybody get sick? Anybody have any strange sunburns? Anybody have any kind of issues?
Richard said nothing like a tree getting pushed over to make someone a believer for sure.
That's truth.
Beth says I told whatever it was that they could have the recorder and trade for more evidence.
Well, that was a dumb thing to say. Just going to let you know, because they're not going to give it back. You lost that one. They're going to be like, here's a rock. What more do you want? Fair trade.
Bacon, star. They're calling them out already.
I see that.
What about the energies lately?
That's a good question, Brandy. That's a very good question. I know I felt something weird since the Aurora thing started, honestly.
Gary says Kelly's phone just FaceTimed me from the other room, but Kelly's in bed with me. Supermoon strangeness.
There we go. It's begun. Who was out there staring at
Well, I was a dumb kid and waved at the UFO, and for weeks after, and still to this day, I have realistic dreams of being on the UFO waving at me and my friends. It did shoot off at super speed.
Uh-huh.
Rob said this was after the Hearst event. Later that month, the electric had been turned off, and my mother and I were on the opposite hillside, and the light was on in that little cellar house.
Wow. That's spooky and creepy.
It's interesting.
This is a creepy image.
Lisa said energies are through the roof. Angie said it's a chaos moon, supermoon. Matt says, I know at my way in Southwest PA, it's been picking up with activity with Sasquatch and UAP steadily. Is it like that in West Virginia? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we got a feeling it's like that a whole lot more than just our region.
Yep. Sure do.
Since about June. Yeah. That's about right. June 31st, we had one of the craziest things we've ever had happen.
I'd say June would be right. Yeah, June.
Yeah, June 31st.
Yeah.
Or 30th. Last day of June, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Jen said, whichever moon it is, we need to have more of them because I hit $400 on a scratch off today. Heck yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome.
That's sweet. I know what I'd be doing if I did that. I'd be buying this piece of equipment I keep talking about.
Brandy says, I've had weird energies since the eclipse and new moon. Matt said, I'm finding it weird that it started here with UAP and then we got Sasquatch activity.
Yeah. Sounds about right, though.
Spookfest says the amount of stuff happening now is crazy. I live across the bay from a military base and have something weird happening almost every week. I found out a large black cat attacked a horse not far from me, and I'm still trying to get a hold of the owner about that one. Wow.
That one's interesting. Well, I think it's about that time.
All right, folks, here comes the cards. Matt says, yes, a family friend just dropped that casually. Pat said, that's a big cat. Yeah, that's exactly how I've been too, Matt. I've been like, tell me more about that. That's crazy. Anytime something's going to attack a horse like that, you know, it's going to have some poundage on it, and it thinks it can take the horse down. Bess says, I've been getting great stuff lately. Dang, though, I thought it was getting good. Busted bubble big time. Should I bring gear to CryptidCon? There's not really much to do around there.
No.
You're in the middle of a city.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, one of the horses down the road from us was completely torn apart. They said maybe coyotes. Highly unlikely. Coyotes are scavengers.
That's crazy.
Tony Breeden said supermoon or circle.
Mm-hmm.
Go check out Spookfest. He's going to be on the Raw Side Paranormal podcast talking about the experiences on the 20th. Go check it out. Matt Carter, I know where the house is located. I just don't know the owner, and I don't know how to best approach them. Like, how do you ask about that? I would just go up to him and be like, hey, I have a background in wildlife biology, and I heard that you had XYZ occur on your property, and I'd be curious if you would care to share any of that information. That would be like the best way to cold call it. Roll out with the credentials first. This was going to be so hard to catch everybody's guesses through all the comments.
Here we go, folks. It is that time. So get yourself ready and start thinking, what is that card? What is that card? For those who are not familiar with what's happening right now, we're doing a standard Zener card test, just a very, very quick one. It's not going to be 25 out of 25, anything like that. There are 5 of each one of these cards in there, and you guys are going to look at this card and tell me which one it is. That's what we're doing right now.
Yes, Pat, it would take a lot of abnormally large coyotes to take down a horse. Like we're talking wolves at that point. Trackway said we're going to see Glenn Adkins for a squatch stick for CryptidCon. Should we get one for you guys as well for autographs? We actually have some. Matt says they aren't the only ones to see the large black cat here. I want to find out more about setting up trail cams. Not a bad idea. Let's see. Okay, I think I found the top one, Ron, if you want to go ahead and flip it.
We're ready. Here we go. I'm going to say square. And here we go, guys.
Square. So who else got square? Angie said square. Beth said square. Jen said square. Miss Trackway said square. LR said square. Beth put square the second time. Let's see. Kelly says square. Gary says star. Good ratio on the first.
It's not bad. Not bad at all.
Richard said square.
Oh, wow. A lot of squares.
Alrighty.
Check that out. That's probably a first that it wasn't a bunch of bacon.
Right?
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
Beth said we're all psychic tonight.
Do it again. Well, Matt, we don't get shocked because we're not face to face. There's actually something to that.
We can make that happen though for you.
There
We
is
can rig
actually
up the
something to
mics,
that.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm going to commandeer Bluebeam. Yeah. And I'm going to target. Oh, no, I'll get Harp. That's what I'll do.
Oh, there you go.
I'll get Harp.
Fire up harp.
Fire up Harp. I got my little portable Harp system over here. Fire it up. It's right here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Found it. Just good. Oh, the batteries are dead. Nope, it's on. Look, it just worked. Yeah. That's electrostatic sensor. Used to have a whole bunch of these things I built.
Angie said he would totally shock us if he had the option.
Oh, you have no idea, Angie. Just talk to Maria about that the next time. She'll give you some stories. I've shocked more people than, well, I've shocked a lot of people. A lot of people.
Spookfest has been shouting you guys out on my live chats. Awesome, brother.
Oh, thank
Appreciate
you.
Beth says the ghosts in my ear told me it's a circle.
It's a ghost in your head. I thought that one was gone, but I guess it's back now. Guess that's going to have to be part of the musical.
There we go.
What do we got?
Dude, mine did that too. Make us hold hands and then pump current through us. Oh, yes.
Oh, well, what did you use it with? Did you do it with a Van de Graaff generator? Because that's what we used to do it with.
Yeah, we did it with a Van de Graaff.
Yeah, Van de Graaffs are fun.
Yeah, I got a feeling I wouldn't fly nowadays either, but that's why I would get fired if I was a teacher.
One day I'm going to have to find my coil. I just don't know where it's at. It's around here somewhere. It's a Curlian.
All right, I think I got my last
photography.
one. Last guess is in.
It's a Curlian photography machine. It puts out about, I don't know, 500,000 volts or something. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you need to find that thing.
No, I don't know where it's at. All right, I'm going to go for circle. That's me. I'm going for circle.
We could sell those at CryptidCon.
No, we can. Circle. I don't know what it is. Here we go. It's bacon.
Let me find the top. Yep, there we go. All righty. Tony. Pat. Look at you, Pat. You're not broken after all. Gary got bacon. All right, that was it. Low numbers. Low
Wow.
numbers. We only got 3.
That's
total.
crazy. Again, one of your most popular ones that you all like, and it's not happening tonight. That's just amazing. I'm going to look at this one, this last one. I'm going to look at this one. You guys tell me what it is, and here we go.
Spookfest. What just happened? I got my kid asking me for bacon.
That happens.
You summoned the bacon, Ron.
I have done that. Bacon has arisen. The bacon has arisen. Is that right? Yeah, it has.
All right, I got our first guess marked.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on.
Get 'em
Come
in,
on. You can do
guys.
this. You can do this. I tell you what, do this before you guess. Pinch yourself really, really hard and say, what's he looking at? And then tell me what comes to your mind when you pinch yourself. And it sounds weird, but do it. Trust me.
I just realized I was muted. Yeah,
No,
that
Beth.
would be an epic. I would
Ouch is
shred my
not an
voice out
answer.
if I sang that out though right now.
Ouch is not an answer, Beth. It's the first symbol that comes to your head when you do that.
Yeah, Beth, ouch is not an option.
No, jeez. Just assign one of those to ouch. That's what you do. Do you have demons running around? Because it sounds like demons were screaming.
Yeah, they were the kids apparently are starting to fight upstairs.
Sounds like it. Okay. How are we looking?
Larry says I pinched myself and it certainly wasn't any of those cards that came to mind.
Oh man. You guys are broke. Okay. Now, this is important. Seriously. I'm going to flip the card over for every single person who pinched yourself and got this. This will make more sense. Ready? Here we go.
All right. Lisa says star. Angie says star. Larry says star. Pat said star. Pat got 2 in a row. The moon is going to crash into the earth tonight. LR said star. Matt said star. Tony said star. Gary says star. Rob picked the wrong astronomical feature.
Yeah.
Larry says I pinched myself, and it certainly wasn't any of those cards, but you still got it right, Larry. Ada says star. Richard says star. There we go.
A lot of stars,
That's
right?
a lot.
That's a lot of stars. I'd say that's above our normal average around here. You can call that super moon. You can call it whatever you want. Now, I'd like to know how many of you actually got that after you pinched yourself, because that's an association with emotion, pain, stress, etc. And that's a real thing. That'll actually happen. You can do that.
That's why Peter Venkman hooked people up to a shock machine.
That's exactly what that was. That was actually based on real science. It wasn't just a funny, I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't just a funny little gag. It was really a real deal. That's a real thing. You can do that.
Spookfest
And,
says the next one's circle. What's the top card,
I
Ron?
really hope to be able to do that one day. I look forward to shocking you all, at least at some point. You're wrong.
It's the dead card. Star.
Yeah, star. Yeah, plus. So yeah. Oh wait, let's do the bottom one.
Bottom one. What's the bottom? Circle.
There it is. See, you were right. It's in there somewhere. But that's beyond protocol, and you just broke protocol, so we can't count that. I'm afraid that's just not it. So anyway, it's time to end the show, and as the time to end the show, it's time for the grand finale. I'm going to take us out. So you know, this is a little song. It's called "The Ghosts in My Head." Oh wait, yeah. There are ghosts in my head. Do they want me
To be dead.
These are the ghosts in my head. There you go. I'll say that. I'll work on that for you guys next year. Next year, right, Joe? Maybe next year I'll have time to work on that for you guys. We'll get that musical done, and we'll do all that fun stuff.
Yep, we will have the musical ready for you guys.
Yeah, Wild and Weird, the musical. It's going to come. I hear. That's one of the, because we need more things to do.
Right.
No,
right.
We don't really. That's a joke.
Well, guys, the next time that you're going to be able to catch us in person is going to be at CryptidCon here late November. It's like the 22nd, 23rd, 21st, 22nd. Can't remember. I think it's 21st, 22nd. You're going to be able to come out, hang out with us, Hellbent Holler, Giorgio Tsoukalos, a whole bunch of other awesome people. Definitely want to check that out. Tony said, is this a sneak peek from the upcoming musical episode of Paranormal Horizons?
Right. We still have to clear that with Seth. That there's going to be a musical. And
that's where we just turn it in and ask for forgiveness later.
Maybe. It's probably right.
But yeah, CryptidCon is going to be an absolute ball. We've got some stuff we have planned coming up that is going to be seen in future episodes and installments of Paranormal Horizons, and some behind the scenes stuff that you guys will also be able to see probably in the near future. It's going to be some fun stuff. We will be, that is CryptidCon. CryptidCon's coming up on the end of the year. The rest of us just work.
Yeah, that's going to be it pretty much. And that'll do us for the rest of this year. And, hopefully we can rest a little bit for at least a month or two. Probably a month.
That says, when is CryptidCon? It's November 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but there's nothing really going on Friday except for a bonfire. I don't believe.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sorry.
But Richard getting added to the list. Thank you, Richard.
Add to the list.
First, we must summon.
Keep copy your beer money. Actually, no, that's going to go to the fund to either go
research
to equipment. Yeah, research gear, or help the show go on. It's one of the two.
Exactly.
That's what we do with it. So multiple thank yous, guys. Every single penny goes right back into this show or into the research. That's where it goes.
It does.
Awesomeness.
It does.
Get them added before we head out.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to run that scroller one last time.
Run that magical scroller just one more time.
Almost there.
Dun, da, da.
Bam, in there. And
There we go. There we go. The
There we
show
go, guys.
is free. Thanks to all those wonderful executive producers and all the rest of you guys. Adam Good, L.W. Marshall, Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Larry Hose, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, Lisa, Finding the Trackway, Tommy Swagger, Pat, Seth Beans Lamel, Small Town Monsters, Eyes in the Woods, James Nelson. And now the Super Chatters lineup comes through. We have Dewey Edwards, Spooky Appalachia, guitars, chains, Craig, Travis Rednick, Jeffrey Steele, Russ Bailey, Chris Coots, Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Terry Summerfield, Sarah Ramsey, Julie Bug, Owls, Ghosts, Aliens, Donna Ho, Angie Breeden, Jen Clower, Jamie Snell, Ike Fowler, Ashley Hilt. On Wednesdays, we talk weird. Lotus Flower, Wendy the Pooh Bear, Asher's Creation, Spirit Brothers UK, and Pat Noble. And now, following up in the absolute end of the list so far, Richard Minnick. Thank you guys. It has been an incredible show. And next week, we'll actually have a topic. This week, like I said, we've been a little busy. So, I'm glad it all worked out. Glad we had some drones flying over DC. That really helped right there. Just next week, we might have that alien signal. We'll have another good show then. But no, for real, we'll keep up with all that stuff.
Miss Trackway said we should have a wild and weird happy hour at Crypticon. We usually do.
Oh, you're going to be there. Yeah, you need to be there. It'll be fun. I hear Hellbent Holler's going to be there.
Yes, indeed.
Anything can happen.
So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. You all have been an awesome crowd. The chat has been absolutely off the rails. You guys were commenting more this week than we have seen in past weeks. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Remember to go drop a comment over on the actual video once it posts up. And I hope you guys all have a good rest of your week and start to your weekend. Remember to stay safe out there. And also remember, if you're being told that there are drones hovering around military bases and other large government facilities, it's probably not drones. Probably not drones.
Probably not.
Conventional drones.
No. I listen to the ghost in my head first.
All right. Stay wild and weird, everybody.